Hey everybody, this is Brad at Red Pines Homestead. We're in my greenhouse right now because it's raining outside. We're entering autumn, which basically means that while a lot of our crops have already been harvested, there are still crops that have time to go. And it also means that we're entering the season of a lot of the reseeding, and that's what we're going to be talking a little bit about today. So some of the plants and your vegetables and your produce you'll leave on the vine till basically the plant is dead and the produce looks dead, and that's when you actually reseed them. So things like beans, a lot of the things that grow on vines, peas, peppers, you leave some of those on your plant, on the vine, until it's not producing or it's not growing anymore. And that's when you open up the pods and you dry out the beans or the peas, and then you store them, and then you can use those to grow next year. Other things, you basically can reseed and collect the seeds as you go along. Tomatoes, as you use them throughout the summer, you can keep the seeds, and we'll talk about tomatoes on another videotape, but tomatoes and cucumbers, things like that, you can actually reseed as you go along. Other things that you can reseed as you go along are melons, all kinds of melons. So watermelons, Kajari melons, Tigger melons, all of those you can reseed, collect the seeds as you go along. And that's what today's video is about. We're going to go over how to reseed all of your melons from start to finish. So the first melon I'm going to show you is called a Tigger melon. Tigger like in Winnie the Pooh. These couple melons, this is like a little baby one, so I have no idea what's going to happen here, but it is ripe, so I will cut it open to see what's in there. But this is the size that they get, and they're very sweet. They're a wonderful melon, and I'm going to open this one up, scoop some seeds out to show them to you, and basically the first part of reseeding. So after I cut this open, or you cut it open, or one of your melons, you can actually just go ahead and have it for breakfast. So we're going to cut this open, and like this. And one melon is going to give you probably at least a couple hundred seeds. Now these are the seeds in one small Tigger melon. And you got to remember, each one of those seeds is going to give you a nice vine with at least 3, 4, 5 melons on it. You'll never ever have to buy one of these seeds again once you grow them. You'll have seeds for the rest of your life absolutely for free. Alright, so what you're going to do is you're going to take a spoon out, and it's actually really easy. You just scoop them out like this, and there's going to be gel that comes out with that. They're all in like a little gel sack. It's kind of hard to see, but you scrape all this out, and just this 1/2 a melon over, 100 seeds right here alone. And then you do this. If we can get a little bit of a close-up here, we have these seeds here. And all these seeds are like in a gel. So what we're going to do is we're going to put these seeds into water. You can put them in a cup like this. You can cut a bottle. You can put them in a jar. And you put them in there, put a little bit of warm water in there, maybe a few inches of water, and cover it up, shake it up a little bit gently. And what will happen is all this gel here will actually separate from the seeds. And after a few days, there's going to be it's going to go through a fermenting process. Now, during the fermenting process, what happens, you'll have some seeds that will float to the top, but the seeds that drop to the bottom of your container will grow plants. But what I wanted to do is I wanted to show you another melon here. And this watermelon also, this stuff all came out of my daughter's garden. And she was nice enough to let me bring it up to Red Pines so I could use it for for the example, for the video. And this is like a miniature watermelon, and that's completely ripe, ready to be eaten. And if you notice, there's black seeds in here. And you just do the same thing. I'm just going to scoop some of them. I'm not going to do it all. But you just scoop those black seeds into a container, and you're going to do the same thing. Some people don't do the fermenting process, and if you don't, that's fine. I personally do, and I've had a lot of luck with it. But you just put all the seeds in there, and let it sit, put a little bit of water, shake it up, put a little paper towel or something over it, and these seeds, again, some will float, some will sink. The ones that are floating, you can throw away because they're not viable. And the ones that sink to the bottom are the ones that are viable. And I'm not going to continue this because I think you get the idea of the watermelon. So, anyways, that's kind of how you do the melons. And after they ferment, you rinse them off and you lay them out. I'm going to show you that in a minute. And you lay them out and you let them dry for a few days and they get nice and hard. And then you're able to store them. And again, I'll kind of tell you how I store my seeds once I show you the dried seeds. I just wanted to mention that throughout the videos that are going to be coming up, I'll be taping from several different locations. Yesterday I was actually up at Red Pines. Today I'm actually in my daughter's garden. And there's a couple other locations I'm working on to do a couple tapes from. But what I'd like to do right now is continue where we left off yesterday and show you the next step in the process of reseeding melons. So the next step in the reseeding process, the seeds that I took out of the Tigger melon yesterday, I put into a bowl. And these are the actual seeds I took out yesterday. And normally what you do is you leave them in there, you put a little bit of water in there, and what you can do is put a paper towel over if you have them in a bowl, that's fine. Every day you're supposed to give them a little shake. And you can leave them in there for about 3 or 4 days, and there's going to be like a film, a mold that will grow over the top. And after 3 or 4 days, you'll just use a spoon and scoop all that out. If there are any seeds floating on the top, you can scoop those and throw those away. And the ones sink to the bottom are the viable seeds. Again, that's not 100%. The seeds over here are actually from this morning. My daughter grew a cantaloupe called the Pride of Wisconsin. And we're saving the seeds, so we're going to do the same fermenting process for a few days on the cantaloupe seeds. After you rinse them, you lay them on a paper plate. You can put them on a glass plate, and then you let them dry for about 3 to 4 days. And over here is your final product, right here. And these seeds are perfectly dry, and they're ready for planting. Once they get to this stage, well, what I do is I bought these envelopes off of Amazon. They're just seed envelopes, and you get like 50 or 100. It's really cheap. Some people actually will use pill bottles, wash them out, take the label off, and they store them in these. That's perfectly fine. Some people use freezer bags. I really appreciate everybody watching the videos. I hope you tune in and watch the upcoming videos. And I just want to remind you, please like the video and please hit the subscription button below. And hopefully you enjoyed this. One other thing I wanted to mention was since reseeding is relatively new for us over the past few years, one of the things that we want to do is we're firm believers that nobody in this world should ever go hungry, ever, especially with the amount of seeds that come from our vegetables and fruits. So our goal and our hope is that through Facebook and through this YouTube channel that we'll be able to give the seeds away to those who want them. Currently, we save some of the seeds for ourselves and we give some to family, but as you can see, there's plenty of seeds. So we'll keep you posted on how to go about, if you're interested in getting some seeds for free. We'll keep you posted through Facebook and through this YouTube channel in an upcoming video, and how to go about getting seeds for free from us should you want some.